dun, dun, dun. Ladies and gents, what up, Earthlings? You recognize this guy? This is the pristine Batmobile from Tim Burton's 1989. That's what we're going to talk about today. Because it appears, my fellow geeks, that as much Michael Keaton news as we get for the upcoming Flash movie, we didn't think it could get any better to see Michael Keaton back as the Cape Crusader / Bruce Wayne, however they're deciding to do this. But according to Giant Freaking Robot, exciting news that Michael Keaton has officially, well, not officially, according to sources, I just keep wanting this to be true, it appears that he has signed on to 3 more DC films. Let's read this, because I haven't read this yet, so I'm super stoked. There's a lot of people that will tell you age is everything when it comes to casting superhero movies. Emphasis is put on youth and physical strength. We need to see Black Adam's bulky muscles to know that he's the strongest hero around. Dave Bautista, who plays Drax from Marvel, has confirmed that he's a 52-year-old actor and doesn't see himself playing a shirtless superhero much longer. And then you have Michael Keaton, who's 69 years old and about to return as Bruce Wayne for The Flash, a role we will see him in for the first time in 30 years. It was surprising, though, that the actor returned after all this time. Few have dared to ponder that he may be in more DC films beyond this one. And yet, thanks to some insider information from our trusted and proven source, Giant Freaking Robot, has learned that Michael Keaton signed a deal for at least 3 additional DC movies. After the Flash appearance with Ben Affleck, we will be seeing Michael Keaton as Batman at least 3 more times. We have yet to learn the specifics where the actor will reprise his role, but an appearances in a sequel for The Flash seems to be a fair guess. Dare we dream to believe Michael Keaton could be signing on for a live-action Batman Beyond? How many times have I fucking said this? How many times? Because this could be the greatest thing the DCU has ever fucking done, is to make a Batman Beyond movie. It's the perfect time to do it because there's so many Batmans out there now, and it's so confusing for a lot of people that don't follow DC. Me, I'm not one of them, because I'm like, yo, dude, give me more Batman. I don't give a fuck how many universes. I just want to see more Batman. But now is the perfect time because you have all these great characters, right? And by characters, I mean you have like the Michael Keatons of the world that are still excited to do stuff like this. You have maybe Christian Bale that would want to come back. Ben Affleck, obviously, is a great example where there's so much potential with him in the Snyderverse. You could do so many things to separate yourself from Marvel. You don't have to do the way like Marvel's done it. Marvel is the gold standard of what a superhero franchise could be. You've missed the boat, DC. You fucked up years ago. Embrace it. Do something else. You know the fans want the Snyderverse. Give them the Snyderverse. Check one. Easy, right? You know you're going to sell tickets that way. Batman Beyond and this and Michael Keaton and seeing him in the role? Bro, I hope they do this, man. This would be sick. This would be the best use of Batman. The Flash will likely establish him an older, seasoned Bruce Wayne with a lot to offer a younger generation of superheroes. We're better to explore that than a live-action Batman Beyond. I couldn't agree more. Giant Freaking Robot. It continues to say that Michael Keaton has long looked at a DC's best opportunity to make Batman Beyond a live-action film. Now that they have to have this deal with him, hopefully they will see the opportunity of starring him in the face, reintroducing Keaton's Batman to audiences in The Flash and possibly Flash 2 is an easy lead-in to Batman Beyond. If they decide to ignore that, though, this multi-movie deal does speak to Michael Keaton's potential as Batman father figure to a younger superheroes in whatever movies that he happens to appear in. Nick Fury is kind of a director or mentor of the Marvel films. He appeared in post-credit scenes for Iron Man, yada, 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 yada. We know that. DC is expanding into a multiverse, which is going to be a lot of audiences to understand using Michael Keaton's Batman to help make these narratives more fluent for audiences. Could be a great use of the character. I couldn't agree more with that. I think that's the route they need to go, where he needs to be kind of the staple of it, right? Because you look at Michael Keaton as like, if Christopher Reeve was still alive, we would have the conversation with him, but unfortunately he's not. But those two cats started in the 80s and they branched, DC to kind of where it is Batman, Tim Burton's film was the first adaptation really of a big multi-million dollar comic book franchise opportunity. And it led to numerous movies. Obviously, they kept getting worse and worse when Keaton left with, Batman Forever, which I enjoyed, but it was definitely very campy, and it wasn't so Burton. And then, of course, Batman and Robin, we won't talk about that. But, I think they kind of launched it. So to kind of end this circle, if they are going to do this multiverse and they were going to kind of end everything or reboot something, right? If you're going to reboot it with Robert Pattinson, let's say, and you're going to redo Superman, like a bunch of idiots, I hope they don't. But if you're going to reboot it, Michael Keaton's the way to go because he kind of started it, right? So this better be true. Live action Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis, I want to see him. Let's make this happen, DC. Come on.